Photography history. So imagine it being 1975. And this sort of device was invented. What is it? Well, it was a camera that captured a photograph without using any film. The device was huge. It is ugly. And it took 23 seconds to record an image with only a resolution of 0.01 megapixels. Who created it? This man, Steven Sasson. So, like we mentioned, this was in 1975, and when Sasson showed the gadget to his bosses, they really were dumbfounded. They questioned why would anybody ever want to view their picture on a TV. This is something that Sasson had posted in a blog years later. So Steven Sasson did earn a patent for his invention, and it was a pretty decent invention, but it was pretty much forgotten about. The company who Steven Sasson worked for and that company who failed to commercialize the first digital camera, Kodak. So the medium of photography really did hit the mainstream during the Civil War. And, seemingly every week there's a new app, a new website, some sort of gadget or online service that's looking to help us with how we capture and share images. How many of you use Instagram or maybe look at photography on Pinterest? So photos really are every platform's killer app. I do have a link located in resources called Photos Are the New Killer App. That's where this information comes from. It's a good read. Next question for you. What two companies sold the first consumer-oriented digital cameras? Two companies. Give you a hint, it was in 1994. So now if you think back, Steven Sasson developed the first digital camera in 1975, but it wasn't until 1994 when Apple and Kodak offered the first digital camera on the consumer market. Today, of course, you can find digital cameras from dozens of manufacturers. Let's take a look at some of the early digital cameras. Some of you may have seen these, maybe in a museum. So this was the Apple QuickTake 100, and it was made by Kodak in 1994. And I have a video that I'd like to share with you. This is the Apple QuickTake 200, made by Fujifilm in 1997. And again, just a short video to show you some of the features. Here's your next question. What is the world's most popular point and shoot camera? The world's most popular point and shoot camera. It's a smartphone. So when we look at technology, obviously the iPhone really has been a leader out there. The iPhone is the world's most popular point and shoot camera. So looking at older versions, some of you might have an iPhone 5. iPhone 5 had an 8 megapixel iSight camera, which was hugely improved, had really great HDR capabilities. That was great for color and tone, and it also reduced motion blur. It did a good job in low light situations because that iSight camera catches a lot of those details. Now, the newer phones, iPhone 6S, iPhone 6S Plus, those two have the best iPhone camera that Apple has ever created. So they have more depth, more detail, more color accuracy, the autofocus speed better than ever. The iPhone 6S and the iPhone 6S Plus both have a 12 megapixel camera. Think back to that first digital camera that was created in 1975. It was a 0.01 megapixel camera. Now in our iPhones, we have a 12 megapixel camera. So a little bit of history there for photography and where we've come. So, keep your eyes open and keep updated on information regarding our advances in photography.